transitional points between the different kind of lanes, but Ascent seems to me to stick out as the one map in Valorant that's really similar to like a CS:GO map. So any of the players that have long-term CS:GO experience probably do stand out on Ascent. And Ascent was, if I check here, Ascent was DCU's map pick. So, as you were saying in the warm up when you were just kind of looking at the players, you said DCU has a little bit of a CS:GO experience, so maybe that could be a possible reason why they feel their team is comfortable on Ascent.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. DKIT, of course, picked Split as well, having banned Haven, so I expect we'll see some interesting stuff coming out from them on that map as well. So we have a lot to look forward to today, I think.
We're just waiting for the character selection to finish so that we can get into the game and get used to the VALORANT content.
I've just heard a music change. I think that's good news.
Of course, Valorant being a very new game, there are definitely some things that still need to be worked on. Definitely the character select for spectator mode definitely needs to be worked on. I've put a little bit of time into Valorant. How have you been finding it?
Personally, I've been loving it. It's kind of been my daily driver with a lot of my friends. We just hop on, play Valorant in the evenings. For me, after just like retiring from CS:GO, it's a nice change in pace while still feeling familiar mechanically and the likes. I think it's also worth noting that we should tell you guys that the new map is not yet playable in the tournament until another 2 weeks or so.
Here we go, starting out on Ascent here. See here. Now we have Cypher, Sova, Reyna, Phoenix, and Omen on the side of DCU, and we have an Omen, Sova, Cypher, Breach. Is it? Yeah,
yep.
Yeah, Breach, and oh my god, my mind is going blank. All of a sudden, Jet on the side of DKIT here. Very quiet.
Will we see?
Very quiet start to the round.
DKIT taking out the op at some stage with that Jet pick.
Very quiet start to the round. As DKIT now seem to be setting up for a push onto the 8 bomb site here.
Blinding!
The Breach flash will go through. Omen will throw out his stun, but won't. Will pick up. DCU will manage to pick up 2.
30 seconds left.
Opening engagement. They do get onto the bomb site and start getting the bomb down.
Spike planted.
5 players are circling back in.
One enemy remaining.
It's now a 1v3. Jet already left is Gunther on that Jet, but he will fall to that Ghost. And that will be round 1 of DCU.
Stellar hold from Bioko there. He had that angle on short. He could just pop them as they walked out. Got that first clean headshot. Another one in the middle of all the madness, and then the final one onto Gunter to clean it up. That being said, DKIT will be happy with that. They did get spiked down, so they're going to have some good economy coming into their first buy round and the round after this, assuming they're going to fully go here. I wonder will we see Bioko holding on to that Ghost now, because he knows the attackers are going to be on a very bad buy.
Now we'll have to just we'll just have a quick look to see what we have on the side here. Not really anything bought up on the side of DKIT here. They've just chosen to keep their money, and maybe just go for a round buy. They're just gonna run in here. Lemon's gonna get, or Gunter's gonna get picked up by Lemon. Bioka's gonna pick up 2, and Lemon's gonna get picked up. Another on dot knock, and the attacker's gonna see that the round on Scar.
Pretty clean round there from DCU again. Bioko managed to hold on to the Ghost and die, so he's probably going to buy a he's going to have a very, very comfortable buy this round, whereas the rest of DCU are going to find themselves in a position where they're questioning whether they want to upgrade their guns or not. Meanwhile, over on DKIT, they've got a pretty clean buy all across the board. Full shields, full weaponry, mostly full abilities as well. Looks like their Cypher is missing out on some cages, but that's about it.
Now, as we head towards the B bomb site, they are doing a bit of a fake here. The bomb is on towards A. The 2 players from DKIT are gonna fall due to their fake onto the B bomb site. Now, will they know that there was only 2 there and that they were going A?
I think the play here now for DCU is to take a bit of mid control to get that extra information. If the Cypher doesn't get the information on the A site first, but it looks like they're just going to go ahead with the push. Flash comes out from breach. They get cold feet at the Cypher trip. Gunter will get the kill onto the first Cypher as Fraz charges in to deny the bomb plant. He'll get it, but he will be traded out by Istanval, as it's now a 3 versus 2 retake, but the bomb is still not down.
One enemy remaining.
As Gunter falls to attacker in heaven, it's just breach left in a 1 versus 3. Spike is still not down. He does hear the footsteps, but attacker says no and takes the head off him. And a clean round for DCU, considering they had the worst weapons coming into that. DKIT now forced onto the eco round as a result of that, whereas DCU are more than happy to just pick up those weapons that DKIT so kindly purchased for them. It looks like DKIT are just gonna go for some fast mid play. We might see a meat grinder on short here from Fraz. They are going to smoke him off actually, which is going to be essential, I think, for them to get any kind of map control here. But the Phoenix Molly from Bioko does a lot of damage onto their Croc and Bulls there. So he is going to push through it. He will get caught in the breach stun. They have middle control and they're going to charge off towards the market position.
Gonna smoke off CT as well.
Yeah.
Try to get onto this get onto the site, get a bomb plant down. Try to secure some more economy for the next round as Bioko gets to find another one onto Crocs. Fraz is holding mid still, just watching for any players who may be rotating.
There they are.
And Dotlock is going to get taken down by Lemon from CT with a nice headshot.
Very, very disciplined from DCU there to they knew that they couldn't stop like a 5-man rush in the middle, so they just fell back a little bit. They gave them mid control and just kind of came back in when they're pushing in on the bomb site over at the A site, or sorry, the B site. And as a result, it paid off. They didn't. I believe none of them died there at all. It was just, as I suspected, a meat grinder. But DKIT are now on the buy, and Gunter did take out that operator. So hopefully we can see something interesting with that now.
So over there, it's going to go out onto B site, get some information, find out if there's any players down the back, and I think the Silva may have got spotted out. I think he was just around the corner in CT that he didn't get spotted by that dart. But Byoko's going to push up mid and find 2. Dotlock is going to pick up Byoko in return, but that is a big trade. 2 for 1 from Byoko there. Now, as we are coming down to a minute left in the round, the attackers are still in their spawn, just trying to figure out where they can push, where they can find an open. But Gunther's gonna find a kill down mid onto attacker with that off. Lemon now sees the recon dart come out from Sova again on B. Short will open. Hear them, and Fraz finds 1, but Dotlock is there to retake that frag down. It's now back to a 2v2. 35 seconds left on the clock. They're gonna have to make a push here.
Indeed they are, and I think the Cypher's just picked up the
30
information that they're
seconds left.
committed to this A bomb site here. He spotted one with the camera, and he will get the cage out too. Lemon needs to hurry up on this rotate here. As Docknock does take off the head of the Cypher, and now it's just Lemon left in 1 versus 2. Spike will go down. That's a 1-man retake. He does have information towards that main position. He will get the frag as well. He'll spot out the side. He takes him out as well. What a 1v2 from Lemon to keep DCU on a clean streak. They have not succeeded around yet. That was incredible.
It is over.
Yeah, that was a big round there from Lemon just to finish out that round. Make sure that their team didn't lose their guns or lose too many of their guns. Anyway, they still have enough econ to buy regardless, whether they would have lost that round or not. But definitely DKIT need to get around in the round in the books here. Try to lower and whittle down the econ of DCU and try to fight back into this game.
Yeah, you're dead right. And looking at the ultimates now, I haven't seen many ultimates coming out this game so far, but DKI2 do have a couple of impactful ones, like Sova 1 can be very useful to clear out a position here if they do want to do something coordinated, hit a bomb site together. But meanwhile on DCU, they have a lot of very, very good counter ults as well. Another Sova 1. Phoenix ult, amazing for getting that kind of information on where the opponents might be at little to no cost, which I think Bioko is going to do now. He's going to charge out middle. Fraz will save us. Bioko is just going to hold W. He will spot out Sova top mid. Fraz is going to repeat, but he will be taken down by Dot Knock, and it's a 4v4 now.
Two players on the side of DKT are grouping up outside of the A bomb site. They may be trying to go for a pusher, but the bomb is still down in mid, so they're gonna have to rotate around and pick that up before they can even attempt going for a bomb site plan. But Yoko's gonna find a kill onto Gunther, and he's now gonna get spotted out in mid, but falls back to safety. Oh, and he's gonna fall there. Just a scar, just missed a few shots with the pistol, but still manages to win the round, getting picked up by, I believe that was Marge Simpson there.
Indeed it was, and now that's a 6th round on the board for DCU here. They have not conceded a round. In fact, the only close round so far has been Lemon's 1 versus 2. If you're DKIT right now, you need to think about what you're doing, and you need to figure out what's working, what's not, where you getting control, where you're not getting control, and play off that. It looks like they're going to go for a fast B hit, which is something we haven't seen yet. So potentially this could work out in their favor.
Yeah,
going to see breach ult coming out.
Yeah, the breach ult's gonna go out, but nobody was there to get hit by it. They're gonna try push on now. With only three players from the side of DCU are holding the site, but one falls. And Bioko, Lemon, Fraz all picking up a kill each, and it just brings it down to a 4v1 here. Fraz is gonna just finish out the round with a 3k in the bag. Now look, 7 rounds in, Bioko already sitting on 11 kills. That's not looking great for DKIT here.
No, it is not. That was a very unfortunate round. They had a lot to work with going into that. The breach ults, although it didn't hit anyone, it got them so much control of that like upper B area. All the CTs were just pushed out, or the defenders, sorry. But somehow DC just managed to make that work, and they just kind of applied that pressure again as DKIT were pushing, and it just took the control away from them and picked up the round.
We'll see an early skirmish. Omen knocked down to 50 HP on the side of DCU. The bomb is now coming over towards the A bomb site, carried by that breach. Once again, the breach flash is going to go out, but it's just gonna he's just going to cross, try to maybe take the players off guard. Now he's going to send out his little stun as well. He's not going to catch anyone in it, so they are now grouping up along the A site. So they may be going for, they're going to probably go for a push here, starting on for the breach flash.
Showing a lot of presence though. DCU are probably going to be expecting this. Although that being said,
Raz is ready and waiting for them though. He throws out the paranoia and gets 3. He gets 4. This is a massive round here from Fraz to make sure that this A site does not get taken.
very, very clean stuff again from DCU. I believe what happened there was DKIT was showing that early A presence with the breach flash going out early. They tried to get perhaps a player or two to rotate towards A, and then by waiting, they hoped that DCU would rotate off. But I think DCU smelled a rat, and they waited and they waited, and Fraz just They walked into his crosshair, and it was like aim labs for him as he just took them down one by one.
Brilliant round there from Fraz. Just waited patiently, got the paranoia out on 2 of them, took them down instantly, and just waited for the rest of the team to walk into his crosshairs. Now he hears the Silva in mid now. He heard the other one drop down as well. So will he be able to pick up these 2 kills here? He picks up the Byoko and Fraz just go big in mid and just wipe out DKIT on their, I believe, what was an eco round.
Yeah, the last 10 kills DCU have just been Fraz and Byoko. That's incredible. It's going now 9-0 in DCU's favor. DKIT really starting to show signs of struggling here. Their team captain, Croc and Bulls, I believe, hasn't even got a frag on the board yet. It's very, very unlucky from him. But that being said, Omen is again a very, very much a support character. You can definitely have impact without kills to the likes of your smokes and your flashes, which we have seen so far. Their smokes have been very, very important in taking that mid control. Coming into round number 10, however, it looks like it's going to be a spread out default from DKIT. As Gunter will be hoping to get pick and mid with that operator. Fraz is going to walk into main, but he will be taken out by Croc and Bulls in the back of the head.
Exactly where you are.
That Cypher ult is going to tell them that the A side is ripe for the taking.
DKIT really needed, if they were going to go for a push there, they needed to go right there and then. But we are going to get Croc and Bulls getting the scan on the B site as the team start to rotate over, but DCU can smell it coming and start rotating over to stop this. And of course, Omen throwing out his smoke there is going to give it away. They do know that they're coming over here now. And DKIT don't really have much time to be able to go back here. They're gonna have to commit to this. Is gonna go down.
Spike planted.
Byoko starts to push in for mid. Just looks away at the wrong moment to be able to miss that headshot, but this throws out a flash, clears it.
Worth
Bulls
noting
now
as well,
pushing
DKIT
up.
have a
Finds the kill onto Dohna, onto Byoko, and Marge go down. And DKIT managed to pick up the round.
very good stuff from them. That was a very, very huge smoke towards the CT position. Although DCU were quick on the rotate, that smoke just gave Croc and Bulls enough control on that to be bomb site to sort of assert their dominance there, and the spike went down and there was nothing DCU could do about it. And from there, they just played their trades very, very well and came out on top.
A bit of a messy retake there from DCU. Just didn't seem to find the didn't seem to be watching each other's backs. You know, there was two players watching B main, and Croc and Bulls was able to just peek out and just take down one of them because they weren't looking his direction. So, and Byoko straight away is gonna find the kill onto Gunther, and he's gotta pick up a second as well.
Could even get the third here onto Sova, but I think Sova just wants to pick up that spike and move towards the rest of his team. Looks like they will be setting up for some sort of an A hit here.
There's a very heavy mid and A presence from the DCU side here. They really only need, I believe it's Byoko watching B main, and that's pretty much it because they have the Omen watching mid, so they know that if anybody was to come to B, that Byoko would be able to maybe get one of them fall back and be able to wait for his team to rotate in, having the two-man advantage, but they can just safely stack A and hope that they walk straight into them. DKT seem to be playing the waiting game a little bit, trying to see if anyone decides to be a bit greedy and go for a push, but DCU seem to be a little bit more, a little bit better than that. They just know not to take their chances. They have the man advantage. They can just sit back and wait for them to come to them.
Fraz, brilliant near side coming out from him as he pushes through. He will get the kill onto Scar, second one onto Docknut, and he will get the triple onto Cock and Bulls. That is an incredible hold from him right when DCU needed it most. And that is the 10th round on the board for DCU.
Yeah, it's looking like a very dominant, well, it's clearly a very dominant half from DCU here now as we get ready to go into the second half. Can they secure 11 of their needed 13 rounds? So they only need 2 rounds on the attacking side.
Indeed they do, and this is An unfortunate buy coming from DKIT. They're very low on the old armor and the utility here. Breach ult though. It'll get them a lot of control on the B site, and it will actually catch Bioko, who had an op. He can't actually scope in with it now. Good counter flash coming in, however.
Bioko's going to fall back to boats and just get ready for the push. And one's going to walk into his crossfire. Will he get more? He misses the second shot and falls to Croc and Bulls. Fraz is going to find a kill onto Scar now. Bomb is going to go down, but Fraz is going to pick up 2 more to get a 4K in the round. And that does bring him up to 20 kills in the game, with Bioko not far behind him at 19.
This is a slaughtering. This is just the Fraz and Bioko show right now.
Switching sides.
As the side switch over, we're going to have to see whether DKIT, you know, have some strategy set up for the defenses, just so that they can hold off, maybe bring even just, you know, get some more rounds on the defensive side, so that DCU don't think that this whole match of the best of 2 is just a cakewalk.
Looking at DKIT's composition, it is slightly more defender sided, if that's how they're going to play it. With the DCU, they have the Phoenix and the Reyna, very much attacking players. Although that being said, Bioko played a very, very dirty defender, Phoenix. But with the likes of the Jet on DKIT's side, if they can play some perhaps aggressive off angles, if they can get their economy rolling here, we could see some magic coming out.
Quick push onto mid here from Packer and Fraz. Is going to find 1 kill. And the blind onto Croc and Bulls is going to give Fraz another kill. Now down to a 5v2 as Fraz finds another onto Izen.
He's going to peek CT. He'll take the head off of the Cypher as well. And he knows Silver short. Is this going to be a 4K from Fraz? Yes, it is. He'll take them every day of the week. And he is just grinding out the highlight reels right now.
Match point.
And that is match point for DCU. 12-1 right now. And poor DKIT have not had a chance to breathe in this game so far.
Oh, this game has definitely been the Fraz and Bioko show. Fraz, of course, picking up 4Ks all over the shop.
That being said, however, this we have to remember this was DCU's pick. We could see some actual coordination and good team play coming out from DKIT on split if they have prepared for it. It looks like it's going to be another fast A play.
DKIT have forced up here, as if they do lose this round, they will be, you know, down to the second map. Paranoid is going to come out. It's going to catch 3. It's going to slow them down, but he isn't going to find a pick from it, as the side of DCU or DKIT start rotating over to A, but DCU just have the bomb site locked down already.
Spike planted.
Rotate will be coming in from short as Jet and Sova try and break that wall down, but the Cypher and Fraz are just going to peek and take out everybody, leaving Scar H3 in a 1 versus 5 retake with just a Spectre to his name. Time is ticking down. He will get the first onto the counter Cypher, the Mark Simpson, but Bioko, the jumping classic, will rip the head off of him. That is map 1, ladies and gentlemen.
A very, very decisive map here from DCU. As you know, the first matchup that we're gonna see on Valorant for the season, you know, DCU have basically just said to everyone in the tournament, watch out, as Fraz finishes that match with 25 kills and Bioko right behind him at 21. They both of them did absolute work for DCU there. But we will be going to a short break before we start map 2, which is going to be split, with DKIT starting on attack once again. So we're gonna have to see whether it's another you know 13-0, 13-1 sweep, or whether, you know, this being DKIT's map pick, if they can manage to, you know, fight back and maybe bring this series back to a 1-1. But we are going to throw to a break. See you in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody, to this Valorant matchup between DCU Titans and DKIT Ravens. I am Heltic, and I'm still joined by Evan. How are you?
Greetings.
Now, obviously,
Doing
map 1 was very one-sided in that DCU picks up map 1 13 rounds to 1, with both Bioko and Fraz going absolutely ham and just picking up, I think, 24 or 25 kills and 21 kills apiece. So it was a very landslide victory for DCU there.
Indeed, it was. They're definitely a team to look out for in the coming games in the coming weeks. From that performance alone, I'd already put them as one of the favorites of winning the whole thing. Just they were so coordinated in everything they did. Their counter flashes were on point, excellent timing on the rotates, and they had some pretty good reads against some of DKIT's better attempts at winning rounds, such as some of their fakes and the likes. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what we can see from DCU in the future. However, this is DKIT's map. We're going to split next. They are starting on the attacking side, so same as last map. It'd be nice to see now if they have some prepared strats and stuff for this map, as this is their pick.
This is their pick, so hopefully we can see some strats out of DKIT, or of course DCU might also have strats planned out for this map, and they maybe have been labbing all, like, with the the week that was supposed to start last week. They may have been labbing, making sure that their game is ready for this week, just so that they have a little bit of time to gel as a team. And we definitely saw very good coordination at a DCU last game, so we're gonna have to see whether that continues this game as well. Now we're just in the character select menu for map 2, and we're just waiting for the players to just ready up. Be getting straight back into another game of Valorant for you guys.
I wonder, will we see any changes in composition from DKIT on the new map, or just from their own personal feedback from the previous map?
We'll definitely need to keep an eye out for that. Start into map 2.
Oh.
Ooh, we have had a minor issue.
Technical difficulties, I suppose.
We had a minor issue during the character select screen, that one of the players selected the wrong operator, and just by complete accident, and they just asked if we could quickly just go back to lobby and reset it again. So we'll just have to go through character selection once again, obviously with the correct operators this time. But that sounds to me as if we're getting kind of a hint that one of the teams are swapping their composition around a little bit. So
yeah, I think you might be right.
So we just need to see what they've decided to change up. Now, as we said towards the end of the previous game, DKIT's first kind of team composition was very defense-sided, but of course they ended up choosing attack first, which was it was definitely an interesting choice to go attack first with the defensive comp. Especially because they chose attack on that particular map.
That is worth noting. I think perhaps they expected to have more buys, perhaps, and work more with their comp. Maybe sent their jet in as more of an entry rather than I suppose they were ecoing every second round, so they didn't really have a lot of time to play with there. Rounds were quickly ticking away.
They definitely seem to be pushing in a lot with the breach and the omen, instead of maybe the jet going in ahead of them. As we get into map 2 here, start up on split, we're gonna see I believe I'm not sure, anybody on the side of DKIT has changed their operator. Knock, sorry, he swapped to the Phoenix over the Sova, I believe.
Yes.
And
the rest of the
DCU side seems to be exact same. Now, full ghosts are going to come out for the side of DKIT, whereas only 2 and some armor are going to come out on the side of DCU. Now, Faraz is getting ready on this B bomb site. He can hear the footsteps. He has the paranoia ready. Will he go big here like he did in the previous game? Is going to miss his shots, and there's going to be 4 people all shooting at him at once. He can't target 4 people at once, and he's going to fall. Byoka's going to fall to
Spike
Is.
planted.
Aizen, and Attacker's going to find the refrag back onto Aizen to bring it back to a 4v3.
Still in sight.
Gonna throw out her blind. Has a gun duel with Gunther, but Gunther's gonna pick up the kill onto Attacker, while Lemon is getting ready to possibly try to retake here. But he sees the jet dash across, and Gunther's gonna find another kill onto Lemon while Marge picks up one in the back line. And Gunther's gonna pick up a third onto Marge Simpson. A very, very good opening round from DKIT here.
Absolutely, this is exactly what they could have hoped for. If they lost this pistol round, their confidence would just be down the absolute drains. But that's going to give them a spark now that hopefully we can see them nourish and turn into a nice competitive game here as they pick up the first round of our second map.
I do believe that maybe DCU kind of just underestimated them a little bit there. Didn't really, you know, hold the site very hard. Kind of left a lot of players floating around the map, just kind of waiting for footsteps. And the fast approach that DKIT took for that round just managed to do them very good, because they just managed to get onto the bomb site, get the bomb down, and hold the site and pick off DCU one by one. But we're gonna see another A push here with, once again, not many players from the DCU side actually holding the bomb site. They're all going to be rotating back through A main, sorry. They are going to get spotted out. They now know that there's at least 2 players from DCU coming from this side, but all 5 players are stacked over this side. So this can go very interesting. It can go very many different ways here.
Great Phoenix Molly coming in to just split them up as Doc Knock picks one up onto Marge Simpson. These defenders now coming in one at a time, but they're just getting picked off, and Lemon will be the last to fall.
Another great round from DKIT here. I don't think we actually saw their full potential on the first map, as they take the first 2 rounds quite decisively. But once again, kind of a repeat of the first round. DCU just not really holding the sites very solidly, maybe just trying to feel for information, figure out what DKIT are like to do, whether they're just going to play this very fast and loose, or whether they're actually going to be doing kind of setup oriented attacks. But DCU just not able to get many kills on the board. Of course, we're having lower or less gear for the second round than DKIT did. It is going to be a bit harder to be able to hold that site, or to retake that site. As we start into round 3 here, we're going to see Silva shock dart over into a common spot in the CT spawn, or sorry, the attacker spawn, where generally a lot of players like to boost.
Looks like the attackers will be trying to take some mid-control here as the breach flashes come in, pushing the defending players out of heaven.
DCU definitely have a whiff that they're coming mid, as Phoenix and Reyna tend to have decided to fall back and hold it passively.
It's a lovely angle from Byoka there. Just spot out the
Hacker's going to get taken out by Croc, though. Gunther's going to start pushing on, but he's going to get picked up instead. But Byoko's going to pick up 2 on Croc and Gunther to bring his team back into this round.
One enemy remaining.
Gets a third onto Cypher. That was a crispy flick. And the 4th onto Doc Knock. Excellent hold from Byoka there. He's showing us what he's made of. Playing around that mid pillar on the B site like an expert. Dropping flashes left and right. He completely read that Omen TP. He let him finish it back site and then peeked him. Perfect timing right as the Omen was drawing his weapon.
A completely different hold from DCU on that round there. Just holding it passively, waiting for DKIT to push it, and just kind of waiting for them to walk into the crosshair. Like kind of a lot of what they were doing on the first map, and you know, it really worked out for them that round. We're gonna have to see whether they decide to stick to this kind of strat rather than kind of passively holding sites like they did in the first round. We're gonna see the ult come out on Gunther, but he is gonna miss onto Fraz, so that's gonna be the ult wasted. But we're gonna see another kill from Lemon down onto Doc Knock. Darnock is gonna get picked, or sorry, Lemon's gonna get picked up by Croc. Fraz now is holding the back of a site. Bomb is heading towards upper on the breach, but it's gonna go down to attacker. We're left in a 1v4, and Croc is gonna get picked up by Bioko. We seal out that round, back to a 2-2 scoreline as we go into round 5 on split.
If you're DCU there, you're pretty happy with that. You only lost one player on the counterplay from DKIT, so your economy is in a pretty good spot. They know now that DKIT's economy is also in a good spot, so this round is going to be quite important for both teams, as it is the first full buy round where both teams have all their abilities, all their utility, armor, and rifles.
This is definitely going to be a make or break round for both teams here. Could really set the pace for the next few rounds. You know, each team loses more of their weapons.
Sovold will land a tag onto Cypher halfway across the map. You'd be a little bit annoyed if you were that Cypher. The drone is also going to push A little bit, see if it can gather some information. It will spot out the jet, but that suggests that this probably is not going to be a fast A hit. So DC now know they have a bit of time to work with here. They can maybe push B a little, take a bit of mid control, or fight back in mid as the Omens folks are coming out.
Croc's gonna find a quick kill onto attacker. Byoko's gonna pick up Dot Knock, and then Croc is gonna pick up the refag onto Byoko. That brings it down to a 3v4 on the DKIT's favor, and they're gonna rotate back to A. If they get here quickly, they may not. They maybe get the bomb down without any hassle from the DCU side. Oh, it's Sova just in the vent as
30 seconds left.
as we have Fraz rotating over. Fraz is gonna pick up one onto Gunter, but Izan is gonna pick one up onto Lemon. And Fraz is gonna get taken down by Izan as well. 2 in the round for him, as we're left with Marge, who's gonna pick up the first. Is back to a 2v1. But Scar knows exactly where he is, even with the smoke, and just lands the headshot to seal that round for DKIT.
I very much like that from DKIT. That was very, very different to what we saw in the first game. They showed some early A presence. They took mid control, and then they went back to A after they picked off the A rotate coming towards middle. Very, very focused, very disciplined that they didn't get over aggressive in middle, and just great trades around the board for them. So they managed to pick up the third round, and for the second time in the series, take the lead.
Now, if we take a look at the economy here for DCU, of course, it's not looking great for them. If they lose this round, they're going to be in a bit of a tight spot. They may even have to eco one round. So, DC or DKIT's econ isn't looking too much better. It's just, it's a little bit better. Enough to maybe buy a few guns if they really wanted to force if they were to lose this round. But this is a round that DKIT definitely need to win if they want to put a lot of rounds into the attacking side.
I'm not sure what's happened here, but Istanval, the breach on DKIT, does not have a weapon. He only has a classic. Perhaps a miscommunication there.
But he also doesn't have enough to buy from the looks of things. The econ is just that tight that he's just gonna have to sit out on a gun this round. Not something that you want to see, but something that does have to happen sometimes. Maybe they're just hoping to pick up an early frag, maybe pick and take a gun off of DCU here, but they're gonna go for a fast B push. They haven't tried this just yet, and the breach ult is gonna come out, and I think it did hit the 2 players in upper B. So I'm gonna see as Marge finds the first kill onto Dot Knock, with Gunter picking up the second onto Marge, Byoko picking up 2 onto Isan and Gunter,
One enemy remaining.
with Fraz picking up the 1 onto Scar to leave it down to a 4v1.
Looks like Croc is not feeling that B bomb site right now. He's going to take the bomb, or the spike towards middle. Only 10 seconds left on the clock, though. I don't think.
I do believe he's
10
trying to
seconds
save this
left.
gun, but will he get found out here? Sonar Dart is going to go past him, but will this smoke? Oh, and Lemon is going to spray into the smoke and find him. That's just a bit of, bad luck for Croc there, not being able to carry the rifle into the next round. Now, if I was, honestly, if I was on the side of DKIT, I would maybe decide to go for a low buy, or maybe even just like save altogether. Just don't buy anything. Maybe just abilities. Just maybe just econ back up to, you know, give yourself a bit of a blanket, like a safety blanket, just in case the next few rounds don't go your way.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like they will opt to do that with just the 2 sheriffs coming out and everybody else on classics. Probably a fast A play coming out here as Fraz will get full flashed.
The team aren't fast enough as he picks a Fraz. His flashes runs, or his flash ends, and he manages to pick up 2, and then the third onto Scar. And of course, Jet in mid will get cleaned up by attacker, but great round there by Fraz. It just the flash came out, but no one was there to take advantage of it. They just didn't push in fast enough.
Yeah, it was good positioning from Fraz. He was playing that off angle, so it's not one they're going to clear together as a team. So he just got 2 free kills based off of that, and then the third one was just a good trade coming out as he traded his dying teammate in heaven. But that is, if you're DKIT, you're not going to be too disappointed in that. You managed to get 1 kill, minimize the amount of economic damage that DCU could have got from that by keeping it just on the 1 player, and they will be able to afford a very good buy this round. Full shields and rifles across the board.
Look to be going for a mid setup here. Or I take mid control. Stun and the smoke is going to come out, and they start pushing up mid. We're going to see Phoenix fall back and just kind of watch the angle a bit passively. Flash is going to come out, and he will swing, but not manage to pick one up. Not much damage on either side yet. Ryoko is going to be the first to engage, and is going to pick up 1, but is going to get taken down by Dotnock in return. Fraz is still just holding holding the ace up, going for the teleport over.
Spike planted.
Great Cypher ult coming out there.
Now Ryoko is going to use his ultimate to teleport over to the B bomb site. DKIT expected the smoke. The paranoia goes out.
Cover going out.
The molly is going to go out to stop him pushing, but he's going to teleport through. But Croc is going to expect it and spray through the smoke to pick him up. But attacker is going to get Gunther, but Scar is going to clean up attacker just to clean out the round and bring it back to a 4-4 scoreline. This game is a way closer game than the last one was.
Absolutely, this is some great Valorant we're watching right now. There's a lot of just great trades across the board. Excellent afterplants coming in from DKIT. I have to say, I don't think they've lost a single afterplant yet, and they've got the spike down 3 times, maybe even every round they've won. DCU's strengths seem to lie in stopping DKIT from actually getting to the bomb sites, because their retakes are just lacking a little bit at the moment anyway. Looks like it's going to be a fairly spread out round from DKIT here.
Go out, watch that B site. Gunther, I think, might have got pulsed by that.
I think he just dodged it.
Just barely, I think. Sova's going to send in his drone, but it's going to get taken down. Now the smoke for A upper is gonna, A heaven is going to go out, so they may be committing to an A push here. Flashbang goes out. Fraz is ready for it though, and picks up 2 on Gunther and Eisenval, as Fraz now can just fall back, throw out his paranoia, slow them down, and make them have to rethink what they're going to do. Bomb is down here as well, so they are going to have to retrieve that before they go any further.
Such a great intel arrow coming out from that Sova. He's timed that perfectly. He saw all 3
Croc
players.
is going to pick up 1, but Fraz decides to swing on Croc, and Doc is there just to watch his teammates back and pick up that kill. That's a big kill from Dotlock there, but Dotlock is going to fall to attacker afterwards. We're going to see Croc rotate over to the B bomb site.
Left.
He has no teammates to back him up, and 3 players closing in on him from that spy cam.
Oh, but he hasn't broken the camera. Critical mistake.
Player standing.
And Marge should be good to just stick the defuse here, as Scar will not make it in on time. Fyoko stands to do the smoke, not giving him a chance.
If I was Scar there, I think it may have been the safer option to just save that gun. There was no need to try push that. They were already going to get the defuse. There was 2 players watching the person defuse, so there was very little chance of him getting onto the site to stop him.
I definitely agree, yeah. In that scenario, he might have been better to just find wherever he's put trips on the map, pick them up, and take them into the next round, if nothing else. Because the price of those things, they're cheap, but they do add up. I mean, you're not going to say no to $200 if you can afford it at the end of the round, as well as potentially holding onto your rifle.
This is definitely a more You know, clear clear show of skill from Croc this game. Last game didn't really go his way. He only picked up 1 or 2 kills in the entire game, but he's actually top fragging for his side this time.
Over. You're dead.
Sullivan now throwing his drone out mid, just trying to scout for any players that may be there. The flash is gonna come out from Bioko, and he's gonna pick up Gunther. Not only that, but he used his ultimate to stop himself from dying in that situation, so he gets a kill basically for free.
Yeah, that was a very good ultimate. That's something I've noticed in the last map as well. Bioko is very, very good at using his ultimate to get information on the defender side, which is a very difficult thing to do properly. But if you could just get that one kill and information on the rest, that is huge for your team.
Another great smoke coming out there from Fraz just to block the sightline of the B bomb site, just to slow them down, make them waste the timer, and then have to commit to a site that they maybe aren't ready for. Now, the Cypher is back site B, and I would assume his camera is still up, so they're going to know whether this is coming.
Maybe we're going to see a meat grinder coming in from Marge here.
Now, Aizen knows...
Backside.
Aizen knows that the Cypher is there, but doesn't manage to pick up the kill. And go to swing wide, but Marge is just going to pick up a 3k. Marge being very good that round, just sitting in the backside, waiting for the players to push in, not clearing where he was, and then just picking up the 3 kills.
Yeah, I think the breach just shot his I forget what the ability is called, but that one that like explodes through the wall, just backside, and he just kind of forgot that there could have been a player that could have dodged that, and that was a bit of a mistake coming out there. Perhaps they definitely could have killed Marge if they just swarmed in there, but it was not to be. However,
Raz going back to his old reliable.
I am everywhere.
He may be going for a quick rush here, throwing at the paranoia straight away and following it up.
Blinding.
And it seems that is what he's doing, but he's going to get flashed in return. Great flash there from Aizen to stop that rush. That could have been potentially very brutal from Fraz.
again though, that intel arrow coming in from the Sova, so well timed. He saw 4 players there, and although Fraz got flashed out of the position and didn't get that information, he still has it from that excellent arrow. So
I do believe maybe the paranoia and the arrow was set up so that everyone's distracted on the paranoia, and that dart goes up without anyone noticing. Gets the information and without anybody. But Phoenix has pushed up into mid and nobody knows he's there. Aizen is going to push up mid and hasn't cleared the little cubby. Now Jed is going to push in and spot him, so he is now in a bit of a tight spot. Yoko is going to fall to Gunther.
Look at the Breach's position here. He's in heaven, and the defenders have no idea he should get a free kill onto attacker here. Possibly even another one onto Fraz and CT spawn. But Fraz will be awake to trade it out. Marge will spot the jetpack site. It's a 3 versus 4 here for DCU as they have to try and retake this bomb site.
Yeah,
30
but
seconds
have they
left.
taken down the spy cam this time? It's done them a lot of harm the last few rounds. Fraz is going to push through, but he's going to get picked up by Gunther. Fraz, of course, is probably giving that information to his team that Gunther is backside.
One enemy remaining.
But Scar is in mid and picks up Lemon, who was sitting in heaven. And
Great flanks coming out this one.
Darnock is gonna finish out the round with picking up Marge from CT. This has been a very, very close game in comparison to the last one. DKT obviously just weren't ready for the tournament setting, and maybe just had a bit of, just a bit of nerves in the first game. They weren't ready for it. And, maybe now as they've kind of played through the first game, they realized, okay, we lost the first game. We know what the tournament setting kind of feels like now and the pressure of it. So let's just adapt and try to pick up the second map in this series.
Absolutely, yeah. And I feel having picked up the pistol round on their own map pick kind of gave them that sense of homing that they could play off. Just that little bit of confidence that, okay, you know what, we're not totally outclassed here. This is our map pick now. It's not DCU's. We're going to get some rounds on the board. And so far, that they have.
Another great Breach ultimate coming out by Aizen, but Lemon's going to go try to get big, and he's going to pick up one as attacker also picks up one onto Gunther, and he's going to use his ultimate, give himself the Empress buff. He's going to try to pick up these guys here, but he's going to get taken down by Dotnock, who lands a very good headshot onto attacker. Now the DCU side are kind of stacked up here in the side of their spawn. They just need to maybe spread out a bit. Don't want to get picked off all at once. EKT seems to be deciding to rotate to A with they have, I believe, Dotnock sitting in mid, just kind of watching for rotates.
It's a very strong angle here. He has an ultimate as well. He could get a lot of information here if DKIT
30
do choose to
seconds
go
left.
to A. If he can manage to take out Lemon here in Heaven or into CT, that could very well just be the round decided for DKIT.
They hear the footsteps coming on. Braz is already backside waiting. The run it back comes out, but he already knows where he is, and he's gonna get taken down twice. Lemon was just in the right place at the right time, and Fraz is also gonna pick up the 2 players on site to clean up that
Switching
round.
sides.
Beautiful play from Fraz there on side as well. He was just dodging in and out of the pillar as he took out both players. No trade potential for either of them. They were just too separated. Perhaps just a little bit of a flaw in their take. But Fraz is a good enough player. He was able to spot that and he abused it. And DCU have come out on top of the half with a 7-5 scoreline. Much closer than map 1.
And of course, this being DKIT's map pick, but that side of the bombs, or that side choice was DCU's, and of course, they chose defense and they won 7 rounds. But don't think they're super happy about losing, about conceding 5 in return. Seeing as how well map 1 went for them, but you can't win every game 13-1. So we'll have to see what they decide to do here. Flash is going to come out on Fraz. And Eisen is going to push out onto mid, and nobody has spotted him out. He manages to pick up 1 before falling. He does take down Fraz, which is one of their biggest damage dealers on the side of DCU. So that is a big pickup for DKIT here. Scar's going to pick 1 onto Lemon, but Margie is going to refrag it as we start to push onto the bomb side here in a 2v3 retake with Reyna on the side of DCU very low. Croc is gonna pick up 1 onto March to start off the retake. The second's gonna Dotlock is gonna take down Byoko. They don't know where the Reyna is right now. They are gonna spot her out, and she is gonna fall to Croc. And what a great retake there from DKIT.
Amazing, and a great near sight coming in from the Omen. Byoko had just no chance. He was screwed over by his own wall in the end, something I doubt he could possibly have ever anticipated. Yeah, just very, very solid from DKIT there. That's the 2nd pistol range they picked up in this game so far, which is certainly, in my opinion, a sign of dominance, and definitely shows what they can do on this map.
They've definitely settled into their game in the 2nd map here, as Eisen just seems to be getting all of the best, just perfectly timing his flashes and his pushes and his ultimates. Just seems to know, just has a lot of game sense, just to know where the side of the DCU players are, and just manage to just flash them, slow them down, just generally push them out of position, make them uncomfortable, make sure that they know they can't just walk onto the bomb sites and plant.
Early frag coming out from Byoko there onto Gunter as Dotnok gets spotted on the ace side as well, as the attackers just flood into Heaven.
Now the call is going to come out that it is a push, as we see. I believe it's Scar rotating over to, but look at this. Oh, Scar's ready. He hears them coming, but it's a 2v5. He's gonna have to go big. He picks up 2, and Dotnot picks up a 3rd onto Byoko. It's a 1v2. This is still possible. You don't want to be losing 2 players or 3 players in that situation there in a 5v2 down to a 2v1.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately, I think he hit his scroll wheel there as Franz just peeks at the perfect timing and takes him out. That was a very, very good round from DCU. They got the spike down in the 1st round, and they bought off that economic advantage. And they managed to win it out, so fair play to them in that. 8-6 now as we come into round number 15. Looks like DKIT are going to be forced onto the eco round.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but Croc has decided to just pick up a ghost. He has a little bit of extra cash over the team, so he decides that it might just be better for him to just pick up the gun, maybe be able to pick up a bigger gun if he manages to pick up a kill. Now, Eisen is going to pick up the scout just to make sure, see if he can pick up a kill, but Marge and Attacker are going to find 3, and Lemon's going to pick up another. This round is not going the way DKIT wants it to.
And Croc and Bull, sorry, is just pushing A at the wrong moment here. As the defenders push onto it, he has pushed their spawn, but they're coming from middle, and he's just got very unfortunate timing here. spike will go down in favor of the DCU side here.
Spike
Although, that being
planted.
said,
Croc
Croc
does
has
hear one
heard.
hanging around in mid or in their spot, but he is gonna fall down. Lemon's gonna pick up Scar as well to clean out round or the 9th round for them.
Looks like DCU are gonna. They were wise to stick with their weapons that round with the Spectres and the Marshals, but they are gonna upgrade this round for 4 rifles. Although they are gonna hold on to the Marshal, which is interesting. Coming up against the Croc and Bulls operator, looks like he's gonna be taking that towards A Heaven. Probably gonna go for the early peak.
Some eyes on Croc here to see if he can pick. He will miss the shot. That could have been vital. And not only that, but Bioko has been knocked down to 50 HP, and so has Aizen in mid. So there has been a bit of a trade just to start off the round. Bioko is going to flash out and peek, and he's going to take down Aizen, and then Marge is going to pick up Gunther as well. That's not what you want to see if you're DKIT.
The ult coming out from Cypher is going to tell them that the bomb site is pretty much ripe for the taking.
Now Scar has opted to push through to B main, where they know he is because of the Cypher ult, so he's got to get cleaned up very quickly by Bioko. The flash is going to go out, and he has spotted out the 2 players. He decides to he misses the first shot, flicks it the second, and just misses the shot, leaving it all down to Dotnock, who picks up one, but Lemon's there just to finish him off with the ultimate and clean it up to a 10-6 scoreline.
This is more like the DCU we saw in the first half now as well. They're more confident perhaps now that they've realized DKIT, they're getting rounds, but they're very spread out and few in between. So the DCU kind of probably taking confidence in that and by just asserting the scoreboard and using it as an advantage over DKIT here. They again have the significant economic advantage going into this, and DKIT are going to be forced onto another eco round with just a shotgun and a sheriff coming out for them. Marge will get the early kill onto Scar H, and that's the
Bioko's
B
gonna
bomb
get
site.
flashed. Gunther's gonna swing out wide. A bit of a questionable decision, and does get picked up for it. Even though it is an eco round, it may be better off to take these peaks with your teammates. Maybe pick up a kill just so that they have to rebuy at least 1 gun. Keep the econ a little bit lower than it possibly could be. They do manage to pick up 1 kill onto attacker, but if during those ecos you really want to pick up as many kills as possible just to make it a little bit harder on DCU.
Absolutely, and as a result of that round victory, that eco round that DKIT elected to take, DCU's economy now is good for another 2 or 3 rounds, and they've just got their 11th round on the board, so they're kind of in the driving seat now of this game. All of a sudden, after losing pistol round, they've come back 4 in a row, and suddenly they're in control of the server.
Trying to see Gunther on the op this round instead of Croc. Not actually going to see an op on the side of DCU. We haven't really seen one on, but they're already just walked onto the site. There was nobody on it. They know Scar has been holding it very passively the last few rounds, so they just decide, you know what, we're just going to hold W, get onto the site straight away, and now can they hold this retake? With 5 player, sorry, we're now down to a 4v4, but very quick plant from the DCU side. DKIT definitely weren't expecting it. Fraz is going to pick up 1 to bring it down, and Fraz is going to pick up a 2nd onto Gunther. The lurk play from Fraz coming up big this round, with Lemon and Marge also picking up a kill just to seal out the round and bringing us to match point in map 2.
Match point.
Despite this being DKIT's map pick, the lineups and the utility usage I've seen from DCU has been amazing. Lemon in particular, he's had some amazing shock darts that I see him lining them up and I think to myself, where's that going to land? And somehow it catches 2 DKIT players. I don't know how, but he's making it work for himself. And that sonar dart as well when he was defending was getting so much info for his team.
See, they decide to do the same thing, but on A site this time? They have definitely, these DKIT have made a big blunder here. They've decided to stack the B bomb site after what happened last round, and now DCU are just going to walk on. The rotates are going to come in, but they're a bit late. Bomb hasn't hit the bomb site just yet. Or sorry, diffuser hasn't hit the site just yet. But have to see here. Diffuser's now on site getting planted. Or sorry, Spike is getting planted.
Spike planted.
So many variants, so many different games.
Yeah. So many different things. Gonna have to see. It's still a 5v5 for this retake here. Fraz is trying to find anything he can. Isn's gonna open up the floodgate now with one onto attacker. Gunther's gonna pick up the second on the Bioko, but Isen's also gonna pick up one onto Fraz. Archer's gonna refrag it though, down to a 2v2.
Defenders now coming in from the left-hand side.
Scar's
Scar does
gonna
get the
pick
kill
up
onto
one.
March.
Not only that, but
One enemy remaining.
Lemon is low. He's gonna go for the defuse. He gets half of it. He pulls off. But can he pick up the kill? He's not gonna get it, and it's going to go
Attackers win.
to the side of DCU. So that's gonna be a 2-0 victory on week 1 for DCU versus DKIT. But honestly, I really applaud DKIT for coming back from that first loss and you know, managing to, you know, come back with a fighting chance in the second map to try at least give DCU something to worry about. Make sure show everyone that they're not just some unbeatable team, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Croc and Bulls absolutely doing work for his team as well. Fair play to him. He was the deciding player in a lot of the rounds there for DKIT. But combination of Bioko, Fraz, Lemon, Marge Simpson, and Attacker was just too strong in the end. And I think DCU were the better team here, and they came out on top. But fair play to DKIT for not getting, I suppose, shy in the light of that first match that went in favor of DCU.
Yeah, and we're gonna finish out that match with Bioko and Fraz both again at the top of the leaderboard with 19 kills apiece. These are two players that definitely need to be watched and definitely need to be feared. They just seem to be absolute headshot machines going into the later weeks. But that's not all we have from ICE for you this week. We have 4 more days of games for you. Obviously tomorrow we have some Rocket League coming up. Then Wednesday we have some more from CSGO. Thursday we have more from League of Legends. And Friday we have some more Rainbow Six Siege. But we would like to thank you all for watching. And of course we'll be back tomorrow night, as I said, with some Rocket League. For anyone who's just coming in a bit late, the final scores of the matches tonight were DCU 2, DKIT 0. That's going to be it for me and Evan, and we will see you guys another time.
Take care, everyone.
You so fine.